Alright, so we're outside with a smoker. We've got the smoker at about 3:30 right now. They got the Guru going. Again, I like to start my smoker a little bit hotter than I'm actually going to cook it at. And I may have said 350 before. We're actually going to cook it at 300 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our wood chips now. Open up the grill. We'll kind of do this quickly. We got apple and hickory. Add the wood chips. Put on our plate setter. Great. And then all you got to do is take your tray with the chicken on it. Say goodbye for about 2 hours. Alright, so that's going to sit for about 2 hours at 300 degrees. We're going to make some sauce that we're going to dip it in once we're done. After about 2 hours, we're going to take it out, flip it over, and let the skin brown a little bit. And we'll show you how to do all that in the next segments. See you soon. Alright, so we got our chicken on the grill about 300 degrees. It's just been going on right now. What we're going to do is we're going to make a glaze that's going to go on the top of the chicken once we're done. And it's real simple glaze. It's about 6 parts. Each part is just a 1/4 cup, and you can make as much or as little as you want as long as they're all equal parts. And what we have here is we have a vinegar-based barbecue sauce, a hickory-based barbecue sauce, equal parts of just store-bought ketchup, seedless blackberry preserves. This is the secret ingredient in here. Seedless blackberry preserves, maple syrup, and don't use the fake maple syrup, use the actual real maple syrup, because that's going to add a real nice caramelization at the end, and again, just a little bit of honey. And what I did was to make that pour real easily, and I sprayed the glass container there with Pam to make it come out real easily. And what we're going to do is, we're just going to give it a couple second pulses on the blender here. And that's it. Once we're done, we're going to take it over to this, once the chicken's done, we're going to take the sauce over to the stove, heat it up a little bit while our chicken's resting, dip the chicken in it, put it back on the grill, and we'll show you in that segment. Thanks. Okay, the chicken is about 170 degrees right now. We're going to show you that we've got our sauce in the pan now. It's starting to heat up. We got it on real low heat, just bubbling real slowly here. And we're going to go outside and take the chicken, flip it over, put it skin side up so it'll brown a little bit. And meanwhile, we got the sauce just heating up here so we're not dipping our chicken into cold sauce. Alright, we've got the green egg. It's been about an hour and a half since we put the chicken on here. We're just going to take its temperature real quick, and we're probably going to be really close to being done. Let's just go right here. We're about 170, 170, 170. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken inside, flip it over on a pan, and get it back out here so we can let the skins caramelize. We'll see you inside. Alright, so we got our chicken thighs inside here. We're just going to take them out of the pan real quickly, and you're going to be very delicate not to hurt the skin here. If the skin comes up, that's okay. And just put them down on a cookie sheet. And you can see why they call it Cupcake Chicken. It comes out looking just like a little cupcake. Alright. These have been braising, like I said, for about an hour and a half. And they're almost done. Just a few more to go. And I'm doing this over a cookie sheet because otherwise the sauces are going to drip right off. And it's much easier. You can place them right on the grate, but if you place them right on the grate, then it's going to be much easier, much more difficult to move around. So, alright. the skin kind of came off a little bit. That's okay. You can just use your tongs to put it back on there. And this one, the skin's probably just going to come right off. I flip it over. And just use your tongs to put it back on there. And we're going to stick this back on the grill until the internal temperature hits 180. One more important step before you put them back on. Take a little bit more of your Honey Money Rub. Sprinkle a little bit back on there. Just get a nice little coating on it. Just a little bit. It'll make a nice little flavor for your crust. And that's it. We're going to put these on the grill for about 15 to 20 more minutes until the temperature hits 180. Take them off and we'll show you what we do then. Alright, so we've just taken our chicken thighs off of the grill. The tops are looking real nice. Check the temperature here. Perfect. Right at 180 degrees. And what we're going to do is we're going to glaze our chicken now. And what I did was I moved them all over to one side here, so I've got a little bit of room to work with. And what I do is I kind of get a backwards grip on my tongs, and I turn them over, and I grab them by the back, and I take my sauce right here, and just dip them in, just like that. Just get the skin, the top done. And I use the grate here, kind of flip it back over. You just want to get a little bit on the top. Again, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to grab it, dip it in the sauce, just to get the top good. And I use the grate to flip it back over. Perfect. And again, if you're doing a competition style barbecue, you want to be a little more careful about the sauce on the top of your chicken. But since this is just for home use, I'm just going to flip these over. And these are going to go back on the grill, on the smoker, for about 15 to 20 minutes to let that sugar in our sauce set and become just tacky. And that usually takes about 15 minutes to do. Almost done here. You notice that there's one missing from when we originally started. That's because they looked so good when we took them off, we had to give it a little bit of a taste. And they were delicious. Alright. One last one here. And you can see that we only used, and see, this is a perfect example. The skin came off right there, not a problem. Take the skin, and it's so simple, it just slides right back on there. Now that's not one that you'd want to serve to a judge because the skin's already loose on it, but that will stick pretty nicely once you get the sauce back on there. Just kind of space them out a little bit. And they're going to go back on the grill for about 15 more minutes, then we'll show you the final product. Alright, so we just took the chicken off the grill, put on a plate with some of the sauce that we used. That's what it looks like when it's done. Nice caramel glaze on the top. And I'm going to go ahead and give a piece a try. Let's taste this one piece. That is good. That is some good chicken. Delicious. Sweet barbecue sauce. The sugar really caramelized on the outside there. Chicken's extremely moist on the inside. It's actually very, very, very juicy. That barbecue sauce is just delicious. So I hope you enjoyed how to make cupcake chicken, and we'll see you next time on Ultimate Barbecue.